you guys sent me an update, right? And I do want to start talking about different genres of music and not just like stay in one type of video, right? That's why I got like 1,000 channels, right? And I love music in general. So I want to talk about this situation that happened, and I'm kind of out the loop, but hopefully you guys can find out with me. Apparently Sebastian Bach reignites his feud with Fallen in Reverse. This is a little bit of rock news, man. Rock news. The source information that I'm watching is a video you guys sent me from Rock Feed. Let's make the screen bigger, pull it up, and see what's going on, man. But Fallen in Reverse, I reacted to a video of this last night with Jelly Roll. It's not for me. Not for me. I like a lot of their music. That was not one. I don't know if it was Jelly Roll being on it that made it on some off the top, super, not even gonna say woke, just it was cringe. It was beyond woke. It was cringe. It was extremely cringe. All right, let's check this video out. See the updates, what's going on with the beef. Pause. Because that definitely sounded suspect.
Well, it sure looks like there is no love lost between former Skid Row frontman Sebastian Bach and Falling in Reverse.
This got to be sped up. I usually listen to things sped up, guys, so my bad if it playback speed is too crazy at first. I'm trying to fix it. Come on. Give me 1 second. I hate when YouTube does this. It's like this weird glitch. They don't even want to show me the damn options no more. All right, let's reload it.
Well, it sure looks like
an ad, bro. Let me just change the speed real quick. Make sure I'm not tripping. There you go. All right, hit the like button, guys. There you go. We fixed it.
there is no love lost between former Skid Row frontman Sebastian Bach and Falling in Reverse frontman Ronnie Radke. In a recent interview, Sebastian Bach was asked about Ronnie and whether or not they could ever patch up this contentious feud they had a couple years ago.
Yeah, you knew that song "Wanna Be One." I like, fam, that shit was weird. I didn't like the song at all. Jelly Roll was horrible. Horrible. Why was Blair white in the video? Why did rainbows come out their chest? Isn't it Pride Month? What the fuck are they doing? My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't even mean to curse like that. I didn't know what the hell that was about. Is either pandering or just some kind of weird grift. I was just confused. I was confused. Why was Blair white there? Why was she the sheriff of the town? Why did rainbows come out their chest? Why did Jelly Roll drink a green beverage that turned him into a giant? I don't want to look too much into it, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I like the other stuff. That Tech 9 drink they had was fire.
And he just proceeded to go in on him again. And he also says that he doesn't even really know who he is, which is kind of wild. Ronnie is making huge waves in rock and metal right now. His recent single, Ronald, already has over 10 million views in just a few weeks, which is crazy for anybody in rock to be putting up those kind of numbers, and the videos are incredible. And in just a few hours, he's got a brand new single out called All My Life, an amazing video that features one of the biggest stars in music, none other than Jelly Roll.
All right, everybody can have their own opinion, but... Oh, okay. All right, man. Amazing, nigga. Okay. All right. Everyone can have their own opinion.
It's a really cool video and really cool song. You should check that out as well. And for Sebastian Bach, he recently released his first new solo album in about a decade called Child Within the Man. And as we told you yesterday, there had been rumblings about maybe Sebastian returning to Skid Row in the wake of the departure of their vocalist Eric Gronwald, but those dreams are probably crushed after the onstage rant that Bach recently went on. He has clarified and said at least one of the shirts he mentioned in the crowd during that rant was actually to a previous band that he says he was kicked out of. But needless to say,
it's on stage ranting. On stage is going in. Like, what happens to the performance?
Here is A little bit of background on why Ronnie and Sebastian don't get along. What happened is a couple of years ago, Falling in Reverse canceled a festival performance, and they said that the reason was because a couple of laptops they had went missing. And there were a lot of particularly older musicians who were mocking Ronnie over that. If you listen to Falling,
I remember that. Because he was making fun of him for having backing vocals and stuff like that, and like using like equipment. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ronnie actually exposed all of them for doing the same thing, and he was just trying to make it seem like they were like better. And also, sometimes they sounded horrible.
in Reverse's music. Their music has a lot of electronic elements, their samples and their timing. It's just, what you need to know is that 98% of all of your favorite bands in some way incorporate laptops into their live production, whether it's synchronizing their video walls. There's a lot of technology that comes into performances. It doesn't mean that they're lip syncing just because they rely on laptops to run their live show. But either way, it led to a lot of people bashing Ronnie at the time. And never mind the fact that so many people do use laptops for their live show. The overwhelming majority do. That is a fact. I've seen that firsthand. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's normal. It doesn't mean they're not legit. It doesn't mean that they're not playing. It just means it's how they organize their shows. And, there are some people who do use backing tracks. There are people who rely way too much on computers. There are people who maybe are lip syncing as well. I don't agree with any of that, but that's not what's happening. I've seen Falling in Reverse live numerous times. Ronnie is not lip syncing. That's just the bottom line. He's not.
I'll be honest with you. I don't mind using like digital stuff for additional help. I don't care. Whatever brings the best performance, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever brings the
lip syncing up there. And so this is, though, a little bit of background on what was said, what led to that, and then where we're at today, which is that this feud has seemingly been reignited from that interview that Sebastian Bach gave. But it really got started, to be clear, with Bach trashing Ronnie over the laptop thing. And then Ronnie, as he does, if you want to trash him, he's going to bring it to you. And that's what happened here. Check it out. So this is from back in 2022 when all of this kind of kicked off. And as I mentioned, it started with Bach and some others bashing Ronnie over the laptop situation, which was kind of blown out of proportion, in my opinion. The laptop issue, because so many people use laptops. To me, it's textbook conflating between lip syncing. When people hear laptops, they automatically assume that the artist is lip syncing, but that is not the case. There's so many other reasons that a band could be released.
There's a lot of digital stuff, and like, especially if you're using like MPCs and drum machines and all types of effects. Yeah, you might need your laptop. Like, DJs be bringing laptops. Like, what?
Reliant on laptops. And in the case of Falling in Reverse, they have a lot of hip hop elements to their music. And so people will go, oh, you should be able to perform your show without laptops in every case. And I would suggest that if you're an artist who is rapping at like 200 BPM, that's not going to sound good acoustic. It's just the way it is. Anyhow, Sebastian Bach and Falling in Reverse is.
Yeah, that would be wild. That would be wild.
Ronnie Radke feud over the use of pre-recorded tracks. Really, it's over the use of laptops, in my opinion. But Bach said, watch what happens when track bands call real musicians idiots, which he was kind of implying that he was going to like maybe fight Ronnie, it seemed at the time. And, look.
They wild out over some damn music. Nobody needs to get into fisticuffs. Like, cut that out, all right? Cut that out, man. It's not necessary.
Bach talks a lot of shit. Ronnie talks a lot of shit. These are rock stars, and this Harley, is just kind of back and forth here. And this is what happened. So as they pointed out here, it all started when Falling dropped off the Will Rock Festival after losing their laptops. Ronnie said, as a band in 2022, you need your laptops. It's like driving a car without an engine. And he's just being honest. And continues, it says, those comments incited veteran radio personality and backing track critic Eddie Trunk. Eddie feels very strongly, I'm sure it's coming from a good place. He feels very strongly about wanting rock to be as pure and organic as possible. I understand where he's coming from, but I would also suggest that we are going to hold the genre back if we.
Times change. But could you imagine if hip hop felt that way? Man, we would have never got so many different hits. Technology changes and it actually can help, bro. Like, Like, that sounds wild. Like, I understand being a purist, but my nigga, like, come on, bro.
We don't adapt with the times, and you go to every other show and their productions have all these special effects. And I just think that the reality is we live in a different time, but he feels very strongly about this. So he said, how much longer are fans, promoters, and media just going to accept the epidemic of live rock shows not really being live? But, again, the truth of the matter is that he is performing live. He is singing his vocals live. I know a lot of these guys, they are all real players. And the idea that they're not playing live just simply is not true. Now, do they have synths in the background? Do they have like a trap beat going at times? I'm sure they do. Does that mean that there not legit musicians? No, it doesn't. It's just different. Now, Ronnie was pissed about this.
Like, he was to make the trap beat live? Like, what are you supposed to do? That sounds crazy. It sounds like people just being extra harsh for no reason.
At the time, he said, Eddie, so you want to talk hella shit about laptops, but go watch Kiss lip sync. Steven Tyler plays the piano. Halfway through the song, he stands up while the piano still plays. Yet here we are acting like they don't use tracks, you effing idiot, literal moron. And it says the Falling in Reverse singer also shared a video of Trunk introducing a solo performance by Bach, in which it appears fake crowd noise plays as he walks out to the stage. He says, both idiots talking shit about me using tracks.
Fake crowd noise is crazy. He's just playing noise to make it seem like the crowd want to see them. That's nuts.
Can't make this up. Bach fired back saying, wow, dummy, are you trying to say that you believe that I use tracks on stage? At Eddie Trunk, how effing funny is this? Watch what happens when track bands call real musicians idiots. Ronnie replied to that quick. He said, the F is your bitch ass going to do? You disrespect an entire generation of people after you that use synth laptops and backing tracks, all while using a fake audience on a track as you walk out. You and Eddie Trunk's bitch ass. Bach responded, it's always so much.
I would think using fake audience is worse than backing tracks. Like, what? That sounds crazy. What are you, a sitcom from the 90s?
Fun to show someone what the world was like before the internet existed. Get effing ready. Virtual reality is so much fun until you have to deal with the actual reality in your face. Can't wait to meet you in person. Name the time and place and I will introduce you to rock and roll in person, man. Again, it's an entertaining response, but I have very low confidence that Bach at this point is going to beat up Ronnie. Very different generations. Ronnie is in very good shape. So now here is this recent interview where a fan,
you'd probably turn to dust if they ever fought. Like, they need to calm their ass down, fam. It's really not that serious, bro. It really ain't, fam.
Asked Bach about whether or not he and Ronnie are going to patch things up. And hilariously in the interview, Bach claims that he's never even heard of Ronnie and he just found out about him from the internet, which is pretty much these days about how 95% of people discover new artists. But this is what he had to say in that interview. And he also, by the way, I just want to say, he also once again disses Chris Jericho, which Jericho hasn't, to my knowledge, hasn't done anything to anybody.
Wait, the wrestler? What Jericho do to him? He better chill out. He gonna end up in the walls of Jericho, nigga. He's on the same Chris Jericho. I do know he's a singer too, right? Chris Jericho. That sure enough is. Why are you beefing with Jericho?
I could see Bach maybe being mad at Ronnie because they had that exchange and, whatever.
I had to go and look up. Yeah, Chris Jericho. I know I remembered him. Why is he beefing with him? That sounds so crazy. But I rock with Jericho.
But I can, at the same time, Jericho doesn't seem to want to be like dissing Bach at all. And he just continues to dump on him. And I don't understand it. But here it is. So this is a recent fan Q&A conducted by Louder Sound. They do great work over there. And this is the question. Would you ever make peace with Ronnie Radke? To which Bach responded, and this is a hilarious response to me. He says, I don't know who that is, which it's just, you're in rock, you're in metal.
Yeah, he's lying.
You're very in.
He's capping. He's capping. Which, if that's what he's doing to try to insult him, okay. Whatever. But yeah, I think he's lying.
formed on the space. You pay attention to the space. Just say I don't like the guy. You know who he is. He's organically reaching millions of people, just as you have. I mean, I would be shocked if a musician said they don't know.
Yes, sir, because of Chris Jericho's band, Fozzy. That's the name of his band. Let me look it up. That sure enough is his band. Wow. Let me see. They got a YouTube channel. Let me look at their YouTube channel. He sure enough is the front man of a band. Wow. And he really be over here putting out songs and videos. It's pretty cool. They haven't put out a good, well, I'm not saying good, but music video in a good amount of time is what I'm going to say. Yeah, he has put out a music video in a long, long time, over a year. But they was dropping some stuff. Shoot, a good 4 to 5 years ago, they was active than a mother effer. I don't know why they slow down. He probably went back into wrestling.
Know who Sebastian Bach is. He's accomplished so much over the course of his career. But look, he's this is what he's got to say. You know, they're in a beef. He goes, I don't know who that is. The only way I know that name is from the internet. So they might as well be a Republican politician or a reality TV show star, which is interesting because Bach has done reality TV. He says, or YouTuber. And, you know, come on now, YouTube. It's amazing. It's the new television, baby. It's YouTube. Don't be putting us down. No, it doesn't bother me. He goes, whatever opinion someone has on the internet, for me to give a shit, I would have to respect their music first. And I have never heard one note of that band. The only reason I know them is because they seem to love their computers more than real rock and roll. Again, this is all really subjective when you say that they love their laptops more than real rock and roll. Any major band is going to have some component of laptops or computer systems involved in their show. So that is...
They love their computers more than they love rock and roll. I don't know if he's aware how old that makes him sound, bro. That makes sound.
Is what Bach had to say. But I also want to show a little bit about what he said about Chris Jericho. So this fan said, will you ever do a sing-off with Chris Jericho? He said the better question would be, will he do a wrestle-off with Sebastian Bach? Because I'm as much of a wrestler as he is a singer. So he is really putting down Jericho's vocal talent, which is interesting, though, because Fozzy... They've had a lot of success on the charts. They've got a new single out right now, a brand new single out that's done well. I've seen them live.
Do they? No video? They just went straight single? Whatever. No, I ain't mad at it. Whatever works, man.
Evan. It's just like Chris Jericho's a legend, man. He loves metal, and his band has been successful over the years. So I don't know. It seems like there's no love lost here between these two. And again, Bach has new music out. Falling in Reverse has new music out. Of course, Popular Monster record is coming out. The Popular Monster 2 World Domination is happening soon as well. So there's a lot going on with all of these individuals, but unfortunately, we probably won't be seeing them touring together anytime.
Yeah, it does sound like the guy's just hating though. Now, I hate to just say that because it sounds like a generic answer for anything like that, but it sounds like some hating ass. He just got a problem for no reason. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button, all that good stuff. Yeah, it sound wild. Sound wild as hell.